You ain't seen me in the chef. So.
And then you want to take my sweater and wear it all different kinds of ways and all.
Oh, I'm gonna show you how this sweater is versatile. What's happening, y'all? The Misbelief Radio Show, Facebook Live video started already. We're gonna have a survey a little bit later on.
Hold on, let me fix my hat.
So we're gonna have a survey. Who looks better in this sweater that she's wearing? Me or Oshun?
The sweater that I purchased from Burlington.
It don't matter who. That is not about that. Okay, you wearing them glasses that I found with my hands in my glove compartment, and because they look better on you. What up, Brian?
What's that on me?
Yeah, it's on you.
Oh, hey.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. What happened to Joe?
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Joseph.
I think that's so good.
Possibly.
What's up, Anisha? What's up, Kelly? What's up, Denzel?
What's happening, Miss Kelly? Is that Kelly Parchment?
That is.
She watches every week. Thank you, Miss
Shout out to
Kelly.
Miss Kelly.
Thank you, Miss Kelly, for watching. Go ahead and hit that share button so your friends can see too how much fun we be having.
If y'all feel like calling today, what's the number at right here? 504-260-9265. Give us a call. Talk to us. What's up, Tony? Kelly said, hey, y'all.
That you want to share with Jessica?
What's that?
Oh, what feels more comfortable to you?
I have no problem. I ain't tripping at all.
Let's play a game called Not Leave Our Facebook Tag in today.
Fuck
yeah, man. Martin, last week, Martin saying something about some titty crumbs in his beard. I was like,
yeah.
Didn't you just do a radio show, my guy?
It's some kind of magical way.
This is episode 33, huh?
Yeah,
Episode 33.
So good.
Just look like she's going to the studio, don't she? She's about to lay down the track.
What you said about tracks?
It looked like you're about to lay down the track.
I am.
You got some more time?
What's going on right here? How was everybody's day? Let us know. How was y'all Saturday like? It's that focus right there. Look at that focus. Look how serious she is. Look how serious she is. She's so serious.
Just got a text message from Ben Khan from Cool Nasty. He said he's hearing somebody somewhere is talking shit about me because of what I said about Stevie Wonder's vocals. Some singer just talking shit about me somewhere, probably on stage right now, just talking shit about me. Man, I was watching some of the footage from some of the Facebook Live. I am vulgar. Even when we went, when we hopped the fence last Halloween and went into the Navy base, I was dropping all these like just fucks and bitches and shits, and it was
Don't
so
do
many.
that. That's
It
foolish.
was so many. So I'm gonna try to work on it.
Facebook Live question. What you gonna do for Halloween?
What
I'm gonna try to work on my.
I believe the children are the future. I got children.
I'm actually noticing your hair growth. Because I've been
Your
with
hair
you.
did grow.
Yeah, I've been watching all these old videos edited for our trailer. So I see old school, even old me, because I had a low cut for a second.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at us. We had
Man,
all
I
head
said
negativity popping.
Fat word. I said, what's happening? I said, what's happening? What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Misbelief Radio Show here on WBOK AM 1230. We're live, and I am DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio. This is a show where we like to highlight the city of New Orleans through the eyes of some black creative millennials. And I like to keep a colorful cast of cool kids cruising right along with me as my co-host. So, who's this to my right?
Hi, everybody. It's me, Oshun.
Hey, Oshun, how are you?
I'm fine and fabulous and feeling great.
I like those glasses.
These glasses, if you turn into Facebook Live, you can see what glasses he's talking about.
Yeah,
They're everything.
They're great glasses, but that sweater is really what I got my eye on. So, yeah, keep your eye on it as well. And who's this to my left?
It's that actor guy, Martin Batts, Bradford, representing the Fly with Batts podcast and the Misbelief.
And Gumbo Monster.
And Gumbo Monster 504. We're going to get into more about
We're
that
going to get
later.
into that because that actor guy, Martin Bass Bradford, to my left, he performed on Thursday at the barbershop. stay tuned. I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. But who's that to your left, Martin?
It's just a...
Ooh, Instagram name.
Whoa.
Ooh,
No,
mix
it's
it up.
Jay Still keeping it real.
Jay Still.
Instagram, Jesso Still.
Okay.
Yeah.
She had an identity issue.
Identity crisis.
Right quick.
And who we got in the booth? Leslie.
Yeah.
You
With
know
the
how we
tagline.
missed you. Oh man, I mean, yes. Don't ever go on vacation or anywhere ever
He said
again.
anywhere.
And I see my homie Malik from No No Tours in the back. He'll be on the mic a little bit later on. Our special own Stinkstorian here at TheMisbelief. So yeah, I had this episode. I actually want to talk about. I want to talk about mental health again, because on episode 1 we had Alfred Banks, and he had his whole album was a dedication to his brother who had suffered from a mental illness and had taken his own life. And I think that on that episode we touched upon more bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, which is one of the many mental illnesses, two of the many mental illnesses that that people can face, can suffer from. And then we talked about it kind of in the African American community. I like that it's been more of a conversation lately, because for a while it was a bit taboo.
And in some circles, it still is pretty taboo, unfortunately, you feel me? It's just, like you said, in black circles, we rather have you go to a room and go take a nap or, go figure it out than actually go get some help. So, yeah, I'm glad, like what you're saying, in 2017, much like, there's so many great issues that are getting light.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at mentalhealthamerica.net, just reading some stats. It says adult black/African Americans are 20% more likely to report serious psychological distress than white adults, which means that we are reporting it, and clearly we're suffering from it as well. So I want to talk about depression and anxiety, because we'd had a member of our community worry us recently, and I was worried, to say the least, but I was also very proud of how many calls I was getting, asking if I knew, if I had any information,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The people were just reaching out, trying to do what they could. I was so proud of my community.
I saw it all up and down the wall. People kept asking, have you heard from him? Have you heard from him? Have you talked to him?
So proud of my community. I was thinking about, how I was trying to research how to identify somebody with some mental illnesses, or who might suffer from depression, actually, not mental illness, but depression. And I found 7 signs, like a loss of interest in things that were previously pleasurable. It's 1, sleep difficulties. 2, eating changes, anger and irritability, expressing negative thoughts, of course, suicidal ideas, of course, and loss of confidence in oneself. And those are things, if it's somebody you get close to, somebody who you're able to observe on a regular, that's something that you can identify in a person. But also, I'm sure that depression is not that black and white. Like, for instance, just early this week, I read an article, Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, I think she went on, The Talk. She went on The Talk, and she admitted that when she was in Destiny's Child, which is pretty much at the, when she was in Destiny's Child, was when they were at the height of Destiny's Child, right? Like the biggest girl group.
That was the biggest time when Michelle was on it, right?
Yeah, and she admitted that she had felt some depression and had some suicidal thoughts. So it's not as easy to identify. Sometimes you can see something going on the outside. Something appears to be going just perfectly in somebody's life.
Right.
That reminds me of, for anybody who watches Rick and Morty, that cartoon that comes on Adult Swim. And there's this episode that came on where one of the main characters, Rick, he put himself in a small body, he made himself tiny Rick, and he went to school or whatever. And the whole time, as he's the clone of the teenage version of himself, he's all happy and everybody loves him and he's charismatic. Meanwhile, while he's writing these songs, he's trying to get these messages out saying, I need help, I need help. This is not a game. Even this one part we started dancing, he said, let me out, this is not a dance. dance. I'm begging for help. I'm screaming for help. Please, somebody let me out. And like, it was funny in the episode, but like the metaphor was heavily like these people that smiling in your face and, you know, like you think is the best because he became the most popular kid in school and everything, are oftentimes suffering the worst. So it's like you said, it's a trip. Sometimes you can't even see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to identify.
Right. The crazy part about it is, I actually went public a couple of months ago, and I said that I found myself in a depressive state. Like, I found myself battling with depression. And everybody who knows me knows Oshun is the life of the party. She, you know, like, I love people. I love to have fun. But it's just something that came over me, and it was so quick, and it was so rapid, and it just put me in this place that was never comfortable. Like, that's not who I am. So I recognize the signs in myself, but a lot of people aren't that fortunate. And a lot of people don't have those tools to actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they did, they don't know how to actually help themselves get out of it. So I think it's important for us, especially as a group of millennials, as
The community.
a community of people, that we check on each other. That we make sure that each other, we make sure that we can actually see the signs in each other and say, you okay? You all right? How you feeling? I do Mental Health Monday almost every Monday when I don't forget.
Yeah, when you ask everybody to check in. And
Check in.
sometimes I got to remind you, check in with people. Brittany Lindsay, she created the I Am a Human project. I'm gonna share that Facebook link from the Misbelief Facebook. But she's charged us to create something like an accountability system.
Right.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a concerted effort to be a part of an accountability system with some of the people in my life, because I have had that recently. Like Brian, the guy who's holding the camera right now, one of our producers at the moment, checks on me, a couple times a week, and sometimes, like at the perfect time. He don't even know it. He's just checking in with somebody. My friend brother Malik, definitely makes an effort to, like, if I ain't seen him or texted him or talked to him, he's gonna check in on me. And I think that's important. Coming from me, it's very important. I love it, and I'm gonna make an effort to do it for more of y'all. And if you're listening, if you're watching, and you're looking for just a check-in person, I'm offering my services. I'm opening up my heart and my arms to you, because it's something that so many of us deal with, and I think is something that me personally, I feel like I want to do something about.
And sometimes you don't even realize it, if that makes sense. Because I already suffer from anxiety, straight up. I have those issues. Mm-hmm. But in my life, like, the depression side of it didn't really kick in until I'm gonna say, like, I probably would know the symptoms of it recently. With certain things might trigger certain things, but like for the longest it was just anxiety. But then, like, you look at some things, you start finding yourself, like, you might find yourself in, like, I don't feel like doing nothing, or I don't do it. Like, you find yourself and you don't even realize that those are those symptoms, and you like, but it might be during a down period. It's just, I don't know, like when you speak of it, it just make me think of, like, people be suffering and don't even realize what it is they're suffering from.
Mm-hmm. They really do, and sometimes people lash out and behave in ways, like he said, that you don't even realize why you're doing certain things. But, like, I feel like a lot of times, especially in our community, we don't have that outlet to say, hey, like, something is, like, it's shame, like, something is wrong with you if you have anxiety. I suffer with anxiety. If you have anxiety, you have depression. I know people that have suffered with depression and have been harmful to themselves, have been harmful to others, and until they really sat down and talked to somebody and said, hey, like, it's okay that this is wrong with you. We can talk about it. There's things you can do. Like, it's too much of a stigma. So yeah, I think it's really important.
Yeah. So you want to say something, Mastermind?
Correct.
Yeah, and we definitely advocate for talking to a professional
Yes.
But also, it's something, I grew up in a church, believe it or not, and they used to have this phrase called standing in the gap, which I think in 2017 I can repurpose and just mean like filling in that empty space for your friends and the people that you love. So if you're not a mental health professional, but you're looking for some ways to support somebody maybe dealing with depression, I have 5 ways from you. This is from everydayfeminism.com. The number 1 way, don't ever say you're too much. Just imagine for a moment hearing "you're too much for me" from every single loved one in your life. That's what depression does to you. It makes you feel like a burden to the world. Number 2, do not shame people for being negative. If someone criticizes me, though anger, frustration, and guilt are too much or much easier to access, depressed people aren't simply just choosing to see negative and ignore the positives. So, number 3, do help them adhere to medication routines if you can, but don't question their medical decisions, because it's honestly their decision, but in whatever way you can, help them adhere to their medication. Do understand that depression doesn't mean sadness.
Correct.
Right.
That's one of the biggest things. Like, I'm not a sad person, but depression is something totally different. And you have to understand that. And I encourage people, especially people who don't know, to educate themselves as much as they can about what this illness is. Because it affects a lot of people in our community, and we don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know.
People in this room just said that they suffer from parts
Right.
of anxiety and depression, and I don't think he's even thought that when he first brought this topic up to even speak on it necessarily.
I mean, yeah, if y'all know me, I've been going through my things recently.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's been on my mind. It's been around. It's been in the atmosphere lately. So yeah, no, I didn't necessarily know, but I had something to get off my own chest. But the 5th way to deal with somebody who may be dealing with depression is do validate, means just validate them. And you can even use something that's logical, like, yes, you are doing this right. Yes, you do have this going on. You know what I mean? Like, validate those people. Nothing wrong with showing somebody ego, so that was the opening monologue. I
thought I was the downer of the freaking show.
I have my moments.
But, can I say one more thing before we close it out?
Okay.
So listen, y'all. If I can be of service to anyone, and if you need someone to talk to, and even if you don't want to do it in a public forum, or if you want to come to me, privately, my Facebook, you can inbox me, Instagram, any social media outlet. Even if you hit up the Misbelief Show on Facebook, I'll get it. It's fine. Just hit us up. Let me know if you need someone to talk to. I'm about that life.
All right. So
always trying to get someone in your DMs.
Always.
And she's slick with it.
But that's real, Luke.
So yeah, we got a really good show for you guys. So Robert Hayes from Taste by Tasting Tuesdays is here, and he's going to show us how not to deal with depression with a couple bottles of wine. And then Slim Kuttar is coming for his 2nd appearance. He's got a new single he's dropping. He's going to perform live if you're viewing on the Facebook Live. So check me out on DC Paul on Facebook. My Facebook is wide open. You can watch what we're doing and all of our behind-the-scene antics. We have a lot of fun. By the way, if you're listening, do subscribe to us at TheMisbelief.podbean.com. We're a podcast available on iTunes. Also, check us out on YouTube. Just search for The Misbelief because we don't have a special tag yet. But search for The Misbelief on YouTube. We got so much content.
We come up first, too.
So much content. We come up first. So check us out. We out here doing things. Hey, yo, Mastermind. Welcome back, man. Can you give yourself the applause real quick just for coming back? Okay, we're going to give it to you. Listen, last week we had to do it live ourselves so many times. Okay.
You feel it, but don't you? It's like a hit.
I'll agree.
We all know DC does not like organic.
Right, because I was at her house today, man, and I wanted a plum, and it looked so good. And she was like, "Oh yeah, it's organic." I was like, "You know what? I don't even want it anymore."
Oh, you know what?
I don't even want it.
He was like, "Do y'all have snacks?" And my nephew said, "We have granola bars." And he was like, "What?"
Everything is organic.
My dog said he wants some seedless watermelon. He want all the fake stuff.
I don't mind a jam.
That mutant melon.
I was raised on
mutant melon.
You want to
Look
grow
at
a
me.
third arm when you do that. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Depends on where you get your fruit
It
from.
depends on where you get it from, because it depends. If you get it from like the store, yeah, but if you go to like a farmer's market, it still tastes real. Like steal it off of somebody.
Indeed. Okay, Mastermind, what you got coming up for us, man? It's not that happy though. Recess is a Well, it's recess. I'm a homie Quentin Hakeem, y'all. Stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show and don't get nothing on here. Oh, I promise it'll be a fun show anyway.
You see somebody lock the front door?
Yeah,
But it's like the
okay, you can go out the side.
Okay.
And you can prop the side. If that's Slim Kuttar, just let him in if you don't have to prop it open no more.
Right.
Unless Sheikah Square said she was coming. Yeah, man, it's been some. People need to start trying to break in the radio stations.
I know.
Ain't no money in the radio station.
None.
Listen.
That's what happened to that thing down there?
Yeah, I believe so.
Bruh. Like, what happened?
It looked like somebody from the X-Men just went like,
You tell you want to know what happened to it? Niggas happened to it.
"Oh, I don't say the N-word."
That's it.
Hey y'all. So come talk to me about nothing. Tell me how y'all week was. Tell me what's going on in the world of the cyber. What's going on?
Well, the True Love Movement said, hey, hi.
Hi! I'm Mama Fire, Brother Shaq. See y'all. How y'all doing?
We miss y'all. Miss seeing y'all.
What's up with y'all? What's going on?
My question is, what should Oshun be for Halloween?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question for this week. What should I be for Halloween? Y'all know about that witch lifestyle, so whatever y'all suggest.
Oh,
Yo.
a sexy
got it.
nurse. All right.
Who said that? Jesus. No.
Wait,
Come this way.
I'm just tired. None of the ticket, I'm just tired.
These are our two wine guys.
Wine.
Talking about what they do best. Wine. And how wine. You see how he holding that bottle? Professionalism, okay?
Very good.
That's what that is.
It's not just for getting drunk.
It's not, right?
Artistic. Not autistic, artistic.
Very good.
Turn it down so they can hear you. Turn it down so they can hear you. This is Rob. Y'all gonna hear him on the radio in a few. Tell them what you got here, Rob.
Got a little dolcetto. So Italian grape native to the Piedmont region. And then broadside, we actually will be tasting this if you go to Taste Touch. It's Left Bank Bordeaux out of Paso Robles. So little Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Malbec, Petit Verdot as well.
Interesting. So question, what was the first wine you've ever tasted?
Actually, it was a Carmenere.
Oh, yeah.
What was the first wine you tasted and you knew that wine was going to be your thing?
Honestly, you never know. You never know what's your thing. And I think I found out, like, over time, like, you find out what's your thing randomly. Like, I didn't think I'd be doing wine tastings at all. Like, I ate public speaking at one point. So now I know.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of the same way I found my favorite wine.
Somebody locked the door.
Oh.
I used to hate public speaking, and now it's like to a point for me now. It's just like autopilot. Like I just get in there, just have a conversation, and
Yeah, cool that.
all right, pretty much it from there.
So what is your wine? What is your, you say it takes a while for you to find your thing. What is your thing now?
Just having a conversation, especially in the minority community, in the black community. Beverages, you know, it's wine, and you know, most company events or anything you go to, a lot of times it's just wine and beer. And so it's just to help you make an informed decision about what you're talking about and just having that conversation. Not to where it's extremely taboo or anything like that, just having a conversation, you know, talking about what's in the glass and what's in front of you and just helping you make a better decision, you know, when you go to a restaurant or bar. Instead of buying the most expensive bottle of wine, buy something you actually like.
Yeah.
That's what it's about for me, more or less. I get more fulfillment out of that and seeing somebody, text me or call me or email me saying, all right, cool, I learned this from your tasting, and actually applied it. That's what it's about. And just building and helping the next, in the minority community is not to me black winemakers or black spirit makers, black anything. Just, building that, just setting that up, building that platform. There's a lot there. Always.
Somebody's trying to get their wine fixed.
So,
Yes, sir.
everyone knows I like to go wild back up. I want to close my face. We talking about wine today.
What is this that you gave me?
This is
That's it's a left bank bordeaux, so it's Cabernet. Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Malbec.
I don't know any of those words.
Don't learn
That's
it.
good. It's good though, isn't it?
Is the kind of just switch around?
Whole wine you swish around.
If you are a wine drinker, let us know what's your
Yeah, let us know. What's your favorite wine?
what you drinking.
What's
if you have
your
any
favorite
questions,
pairing?
yeah,
If you
favorite
guys
pairing.
know pairing, what's up? Tell us what you love, what you like, what you like to drink.
What's the address?
That's a good question. Something just come right down to the you can't help us. Yeah, for
That one too. I mean, you still gonna put on the door to be nice too.
we're not telling y'all what's our address because y'all gonna be here. And then y'all gonna try to get, because I didn't taste this one yet. And can't nobody get it.
Can't take the one.
So, can you describe the wine, the taste of it?
It's you smell fruit notes at first. It's notes of fruit, okay. And it's to me, it was very semi-sweet. It's not as dry as most. Am I right? I'm right.
No, what shoots? Of course you're right.
Okay.
You serious? No.
I'm getting good at this.
So this one's blue, so raw cypress, sour Paso Robles, blue and black fruit, some blueberries, some blackberries, high alcohol, it's like 14% alcohol, some sugar, high alcohol, usually at most.
Is y'all going in the
I
think.
And so it's one of those Love Bank Bordeaux blend taken to California.
Well, someone just commented they're drinking, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Menage a Trois Silk. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, is this for you?
That's That's a blend. Yeah, Menage a Trois you can find most retail. Your Rouses, your local go-to stuff like that.
Oh, you can find Menage a Trois Rouses? Get out of here.
Anybody else drinking anything else? What else y'all drinking tonight?
What else y'all drinking?
What's your go-to? It doesn't have to be wine. It can be anything. Tequila, mezcal, sotol, rum, vodka, gin. What you drinking?
What you drinking? We're gonna be waiting for your answer.
Brian, you should too.
I should be in here. What's up, man?
WBOK 12:30 a.m. radio. Misbelief radio. My people.
Hey, you heard me.
We got you go on the app, you can go on the website, you can go on DC Paul's Facebook Live right now. You can go on my wall and catch DC Paul's Facebook Live because we all share the shit. Fuck with us, man, till 9 o'clock. Yeah, we got a lot
You
coming.
can give me some of that other one.
I heard it's a good show.
Me too. I heard it's a favorite among
People say it's a good show. Yeah, man, if you like the show, you watch and share it so people can see what we be having fun here. And we don't always have such generous guests.
Watch the
we do love
pour.
when Rob comes.
Professional
Man,
pour.
who's you pouring that cup for?
I feel played. Somebody hit me with it.
I got you.
It's so
Let us
good.
know what you're drinking.
Rob, that whole cup is just poured for you?
Let us know if you have any questions for
1
the
minute,
wine
okay.
connoisseur.
You're just gonna hold it like a classic gentleman, huh? Mm-hmm.
What's up, D'Angelo? What's up, Aaron? What's up, Rachel?
Hey, y'all, so for the next break, me and her I'm gonna try this sweater on. In fact, let me put it on now.
No,
Put it on now. Come on,
no,
take it
no,
off,
we
put it
got
on
1
now.
minute, no.
Okay, but y'all wait. I'm gonna show you 3 different ways to wear it that you don't even know about.
It's lighter.
up,
raw
Gary?
size is heavier. Actually, that's why most people like it. I mean, it's more approachable.
So Mastermind, he asking what that is. I'm gonna answer him on the
This
air.
is Irish. That's
I'm gonna answer him on the air.
Don't y'all.
Hey, Ralph.
Miss Irish.
Is there?
What's her last name?
Well, what you drinking?
Jackson.
What kind of wine do you like?
I went to her sister Lindsay,
Lindsay went to McMahon with us.
and I went to lunch with her. Yeah.
Hey,
What up, Lindsay Jackson?
Lindsay Jackson.
You watching?
She not. Look at Sherelle watching. No shouts out to Rel.
Shout out to Sherelle, man.
Love you, Rel. I was laughing because we got a bot going. Let me see that pretty lady.
I know. Who's that?
I don't know.
That is
no
like
picture.
somebody's 69-year-old uncle.
Ooh.
Named Clarence.
Listen, we have millions and millions of fans and listeners and watchers. Of course, some of them gonna be nasty. 69-year-old man named Clarence. Clarence. Of course, Clarence is 69. He nasty. 5.
Pretty lady.
We going back live, y'all. You listening?
Hey.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, yo. Welcome back to the Misbelief radio station on WBOK AM 1230. I am DC Paul, the millennial Arsenio, slim waist, babyface, deep voice, #1 choice, and the hardest working man in show business. That's what my website says. And this is a show where we highlight what interests us as black millennials here in the city of New Orleans. You listen on WBOK, or you're listening on the WBOK app, or you're like my mama listening from Dallas on www.WBOK1230am.com, or you're listening to the podcast because we're a podcast available on iTunes at TheMisbelief.podbean.com, or you're watching on Facebook Live, or you're watching on YouTube, because we are on all these platforms. We're trying to spread the beauty in this city around to everybody, to the world.
The world.
The world, Craig.
Universe.
And as always, man, my awesome, amazing ass friends be right here with me, like this one right here to my right. Who that is?
Hi, everybody. It's me, the one and only Oshun.
She's
Yay!
my
It's
favorite.
Glitter.
Ooh. Okay, and then who's this to my left?
That actor guy, that director guy, Mr. Bats.
Yup. He's also my favorite. Who's that to his left?
It's Jay still keeping it real.
She's my favorite.
You know who that is in the booth?
The acrobatically inclined Mastermind.
Have I ever told you you're my favorite? You're my favorite, man. And who that is behind you? No, that's my favorite. Mastermind, what was that? I know what song it was, but go ahead and drop that name. With Still in Love with You, that man. She was here last week with her sister Danny and with Sherelle. They performed for the Facebook Live acapella. It was dope. Oh, it was so dope. So thank you for submitting your music to us, Ari. You know, here at the Misbelief radio station, we only play music by local independent artists. So
Clean.
if you're a local artist, submit your clean, radio-friendly music to us at TheMisbelief@gmail.com, and we will put it on a playlist, whether I like it or not. It ain't even about me. It's about you. But most of the time, I like it because I got a wide taste of likability. Okay, that's it. We're here with our first interview guest for this episode. He's been here before, and he always comes with gifts. Here he is, y'all, Mr. Robert Hayes.
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, well, got the
claps no more.
Yeah, downgrade. What happened to the fake claps?
We got the.
All right. That's fine. What's up, Robert Hayes, man?
How we doing?
Rob. Make him use your full name. Good to see you, bro. Thanks. You always come with bottles because you are the creator of Tasting Tuesdays, right? Tasting Tuesdays used to do a wine tasting every Tuesday. You've moved to a Taste by Tasting Tuesdays on Thursdays, right?
Yeah, last Thursday of every month.
Nice. And where's that happening at?
So it's at the Vintage Arts Center, 4523 Magazine Street.
That's a real dope venue, man. I went to the whiskey tasting you had there. That was something else, man. I meant to get at you about some of those whiskey brands you introduced me to, because it was like you opened my eyes. I was a Jack Daniels and Hennessy type of guy, but I'm better now.
No, that's what it's all about. I mean, there's a lot of things that sometimes people don't know about. Some people know about, but over my 9 years in restaurant, over time, I just pick up some go-tos.
Nice. This month on October 26th, that's next Thursday, right? You have them on the same location, 4523 Magazine. What are we tasting this month?
So everyone loves blends. They love blended wine.
Do they?
Well, most wine is blended, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, because I do consulting in different bars and restaurants as well, and so I have, I'm buying at one place, and I have a lot of guests come in and say I like blended wine, which is kind of like a wide spectrum. But if you think about your Bordeaux's,
I do think about my Bordeaux.
Bordeaux is vital. You have to do that. But most wine, Bordeaux's, Rhone Valley stuff, it's all, a lot of it's blended. California stuff, most of it's blended.
Shiraz.
Everything. Usually blended. Australia has some blends as well. And so just introducing what the blend is and why it exists and why it tastes a certain way. And just having a medium of conversation, just like we have right now. Just a warm, intimate space where you can feel comfortable about asking questions and you don't feel stupid, because at that point you're not stupid, you're ignorant. You don't have the knowledge, and it's one thing if you have it, and but just having a conversation, nothing too heavy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like when we went, man. Like we got to network and talk to the people that were there, and then you did the educational portion, telling us about each thing that we were tasting. There was a young lady there from the what's the name of the boutique?
So it's West London.
West London Magazine, right?
Yep.
Very pretty young lady from Philly, and then that artist Jacques Francois, right? He was on stage doing live painting. So it was a whole like beautiful experience. So what'd you bring this week? What are we tasting on here in the studios?
We got a lot in a little. We got a little bit of everything. Actually, we have some dolcetto from the Piedmont.
I like how that sounds.
That sounds like a cheese on a pizza. Extra dolcetto on that thing.
So,
Give me more.
Let me, okay.
Of the
Yeah, give me, I
dolcetto.
just want a swig.
a little something.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Done and done.
Is that what I had earlier?
No.
As we stunt on our listeners right now.
Give me a little swig. Give me a little some of that dolcetto.
Red blends. So tell me about this dolcetto.
So this one, it's from the Piedmont region of Italy. So when you're thinking about Italian wine as a whole, it's mainly two regions, Piedmont and Tuscany. Tuscany is where you get Chianti, and Piedmont is where you have your Barolos, your Barbarescos. This comes from the same region, comes from the Alba region, same kind of area as you have like Moscato d'Asti. And so little black fruit, blueberries, blackberries, but still has some weight, some earthy elements to it.
What would you pair this with?
If I had to pair it, you can go veal. You can do some veal. You can do some pork dishes as well. But if you're staying away from pork, you can do beef as well. I don't eat pork. I mean, you can also do any Thai dishes, very spicy dishes. They kind of counteract each other as well. Opposites attract, so it works off each other and kind of complements each other as well.
I like this. Okay, man, you're so talented.
So learned it. That was the same thing. Like, damn.
This is my first time trying this, actually.
Really? Okay, well, what do you think? Are you swirling in the glass? I thought
I
you
don't
did
know.
that.
Let's get the swirl on.
He carried his own wine glass.
Is that with your brand name on the wine glass? Very fancy. It says Tasting Tuesdays on his wine glass.
Branding is
you tell him. Nice shirt, by the way. Y'all have questions? Act fancy real quick. Ask him something that might sound fancy.
Come on, fancy.
Mastermind, you the fancy with us all. What you want to know about this wine here? It's good. Oh yeah. What do the vines look like? I'm curious.
No, I actually haven't. As far as Italy, I
I
haven't been there. No, I mean honestly, and that's one of the things I'll be honest and be transparent with. A lot of times we'll put up a front of mirage or facade to say we know everything, and if you know everything, you know nothing. I'm always learning, I'm always growing, I'm always progressing. So at that point, I don't know something. I mean, why would I sit up there and tell you something that's wrong?
Right.
I'm not gonna be that person.
There's a trait of a man. So yeah, we don't know what climate the grapes are grown in.
Well, honestly, the reason I say that, you talking about California and everything that was going on in Napa, prime example, every year is different. So no year is the same. For instance, for this year, I was actually in Sonoma, right there in Santa Rosa for 2016. This year they had 100 degree Monday. Tuesday it's raining. Wednesday's 100 degrees. Thursday's rain, which is a complete nightmare for a winemaker. Yeah. So I mean, you can't unless you're literally there at that particular second, that particular juncture. It's kind of like you shooting needles in the like it's a shot in the dark at that point.
Now, you did mention Napa and Sonoma, and we know all about the great fires that are happening right now, and a lot of the vineyards are ruined. Do you think that, well, I know for sure it's gonna affect the wine, but do you think it's gonna be detrimental to a lot of the harvest?
Well, yeah, completely. And that's one of the things that kind of hit me hard, especially being from New Orleans, getting affected by Katrina. It's the exact same thing. Napa Snow right now kind of looks like literally like a Terminator movie. It's crazy. Literally, things that were there are not there.
Yeah.
And I was right there in Windsor, right next to La Crema, Slim Kuttar, down the street from Martinelli. And the winery itself I worked at was Santa Rosa. So Napa just got completely wiped out. And if it's going to, from the ground up, it's going to take 5 years, at least 5 years to get the grapes in some, which a lot of people don't know, the love and dedication and care and take to make some wine. It takes about 5 years to get these vineyards back up.
Oh, wow.
Depending on how well how burned down. And then on the other side, 2017, the vintage, depending on where the winery is located and the smoke and the wildfires, you have smoke tank. So the actual smoke will get into the wine, and the wine will literally taste like campfire.
Oh, no.
So,
man.
So I had that happen in 16 from Oregon, and so some wines, they very well might be. 17 might be interesting here.
Wow.
Vintage-wise.
Right.
We're gonna be looking at
So yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot.
Get that
That's a
old wine, yo.
loaded question.
Last time you were here, you mentioned that you have a service where if people are like cooking a meal or something and they want to know what kind of wine to pair with that meal, you still doing that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I launched it. I was able to launch it not so long ago, actually, about 2 months ago.
Tell us about it. How can you? Is it a phone number? Is it a website?
Yeah, you can actually text me literally right now. It's 707-456-6116. So, say for instance, you're at a bar, you're at a restaurant, you're on a date, and you're trying to, make a wise decision. But at the same time, most times guys will sit up there and like, yeah, let's go get the $100 bottle of wine.
Right.
That's probably the dumbest decision you probably ever could have made. Because you can find there's a lot of things price quality relationship wise that you can get without breaking the bank. And so you can literally text me, you can literally call me. I've had people send me pictures in Rouse's, Dornex, Robert's, and it literally you send your question over, send you the invoice is paid, you have the answer.
Nice, man.
That's
Nice.
Making it seamless. So it takes all of maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And I've had people literally send me 100 pictures, and I can dissect it pretty quickly.
Sound like you should be getting an app soon,
I was
bro.
about to say that. Like, do you have an app for this?
Well,
Like,
I already have it streamlined to where, and I talked to a lot of different people. One of my good friends, he lived down the street, has his own app. Lived down the street from Stanford, right there in Palo Alto. And so one of the things I found is go, low tech, high tech. So start low and then go high. Because less is more, and so when you have any difficulties or anything like that, you can literally, like I said, you can text me and then I respond back instantly. So there's no lag time, there's no having to open the app. It's just A to B to C is done.
He's like, I'm direct right now.
No,
Right.
it's no.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta get to the point. Sometimes some things you have to finesse, and sometimes you have to put your hands on.
I heard that, man. So, Taste by Tasting Tuesdays presents Touch this next Thursday at 4523 Magazine Street, right?
Yep.
And get the tickets on Eventbrite. Where else can we contact you on social networks?
So my personal Instagram is rhaynes, RHAYNES 06. For Tasting Tuesdays is Tasting Tuesdays, TASTING, Tuesdays, TUESDAYS. You can check out the website. The website is up, roberthaynes.wine, WINE.
Nice.
So that's up, just growing, progressing,
You continue to grow and progress and come back
Win.
anytime.
Like,
Come
right.
back anytime. You got something you want to talk about? Bring the bottles, of course.
I got you. It's Sunday in the summer, right?
No, man, and I'm gonna have to take a Thursday off and go to another one of these tastings because it was absolutely
my
a
hype.
good experience. I wish I'd been there with a date. I was there with Joseph.
And he was in his own little world.
He didn't even show me no attention. I was like, what?
He's like, why'd you come here?
Right, you know, I can think about myself.
If you're gonna be my companion, be my
Right.
companion
Help
tonight.
me,
I
help
don't
me.
have a bromance with nobody. Anyway, yo.
Y'all saw the article about bromances being. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, it ain't.
Ain't that deep? Ain't that deep?
Yeah,
It just
man.
tripped me out when you just said that. Like, apparently,
All got
according
bromance.
to some article, bromances are more, what they say, more valuable to men than relationships with the opposite sex.
All right,
I'm saying
so-
for heterosexual.
So just grab your homeboy and go to Touch. Present by Tasting Tuesdays
Go to Touch.
and next Thursday on 4523 Magazine Street.
Grab your bro.
Don't go with your
That
homie. I did not
that
enjoy
would
being there with my homie.
If y'all going with y'all homie, I'm bringing my girls.
Now they only did a survey of 29 dudes though.
Yeah.
So how you gonna do a
And
29
it
person
was
survey?
one black person in the survey. It wasn't quite a survey. I don't know. Look, we about to take a break. Thank you, Rob, man. Come back any and every time, bro. Mastermind, what you got queued up, my man? Oh, Transform? I love her. I love that song, man. Yo, stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show and don't get nothing on you. Are y'all getting stuff on y'all?
I don't know, but can I have some more Bordeaux?
So we gonna
Take a picture of Rob.
take a picture of Rob, yeah, and then Slim Kuttar.
When the bean on the system, ain't no telling.
See, Rob, that's why I like you coming. You always bring me presents.
Presents
You're
good.
awesome.
Don't you have a cup?
Somebody, I
Save
don't know
some,
what my cup
have
is.
some that
You
you
got
got.
some
Cup
okay,
jack.
don't you? Okay.
Cup jack.
Have
Oh.
some
Short.
for the picture if you come
Yeah, I
in.
got you. You gotta get a cup for the picture.
Yeah, the cup.
Jay still needs a cup. Because I'm little. They take my stuff.
How are you guys?
Hey, hurry up. I got him together.
Lena's here,
My bike is
y'all.
way more expensive. My mom put my bike on the other side. You put your bike on the other side. Thank you, Malik. Thank you. Hi, Facebook Live.
And she makes an entrance.
I spent like 20 minutes trying to put my bike on the lot. Like, I was up there like cursing
Story.
that bike out. Like, seriously.
Come on, Rob. Come on, G. Jessica.
Hi for the second. Ready?
Where's your cup?
Sure.
Sweetheart.
What's that?
You was over there by there.
No. Alright. How y'all doing?
Okay.
Yo, what up? Slim Kuttar. Slim Undisputed. Follow me. Instagram, Twitter. Slim Kuttar, Facebook. Off the Wall, out now. Streaming worldwide. Y'all gonna get there. About to drop some new, some exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Fresh off the meat rack. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, we're gonna debut it tonight. You know what I'm saying? So y'all definitely tune in. WBOK 12 a.m. Misbelief Show. You dig?
I dig. What's the name of the song again? The name of the song?
The song Off the Wall.
Off the Wall? What's
The
the
single is out right now, but I'm about to give y'all some quotation marks.
quotation
And
mark?
tonight that I'm gonna give y'all just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Just
Some
your thoughts.
real life issues. So y'all get ready for that.
How tall are you, man?
6'5".
6'5"?
Yeah.
In person, it feel like Mo. How tall are you? 5'6". We ready to move into the? No, we got one more song after this, but like you're next.
What y'all want me to do? Whenever you ready for me to do the live.
When we after you interview, we gonna play your song, and then once we play your song, you can do it not clean version.
All right.
I saw you had fun. I thought you said you didn't play music.
Nah, this has one curse word in it.
What?
It's just like,
Is it like?
Oh, hi, Dad.
nah, but I sent you the radio version with the curse word taken out.
What's the
How are
first
you?
word?
What's happening?
Nothing.
I'm about to get some of them are okay, but
Hey, nah, that was definitely okay. But that, I mean, and it was kind of, when you hear the song, you'll see why. Because I just ran it one take, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's something different.
you can do that for the live if you want to.
That's what
you
I'm
might
gonna do.
as well.
I'm gonna give it to him. I can put. I want you to really hear what I'm saying on this.
No, what's up?
Because Byron's calling.
Send me that
He
link
sent you a
again.
message.
Thanks, I'm studying. Why with this shirt?
Hey, if y'all,
Where do I go?
y'all Facebook people don't call me on Facebook audio. Leave me alone when I'm doing this.
He working. No, please.
He said,
No closer.
Like chocolate raspberry cake or something.
Wine is still flowing. Libations.
I would go honestly.
Thank you, sir.
So Malik, how are you feeling about this wine? Can you describe it to the Facebook Live?
Rob is one of the greatest wine selectors in the city. So it's good.
It's good?
It's good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm going to take that and put the camera on you. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, please don't. There's nothing to see.
Like around the conflict. Like that's why. Like when I say it's hard.
Slim just took a taste.
Like dessert. I'm not even
How you feeling? Yes?
You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? Strong at the same time.
So
So
do that. I mean,
That's what's up.
shit, chocolate raspberry.
great job on this one.
So where does the name Slim Kuttar come from, originate from?
Alright, so childhood name. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Me and all my friends, like, you know, I've been rocking with this dude for like 20 plus years, you know what I'm saying? Up close to 25 years, and like all of our friends are like that, you know what I'm saying? We work together on the stage, and I was always the tall, skinny kid, and then later, like, Kuttar came along, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Slim Kuttar.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a childhood thing.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah, ones who are with me know my first name.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. The cake,
What's up?
it's the cake, like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even like it's like
What's up? We're gonna talk more in there.
Yeah. This is really down to this scene.
It's a little bit quiet. Delina, how's life?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, life is grand. Hi, yes. Cheerio. Thank you. How was the mission? For my bike here, so I wanted to make sure I get to notice everything that could have gone on me. With blueberry and glitter. But yeah, she says I smell lovely.
You smell like glitter?
I smell like glitter.
that's what sounds like.
She smells like magic.
I gotta be there.
Wow.
And I'm literally like,
Like what?
Like magic. If magic had a smell, it would be Helena.
this is one of
Okay.
Very cool.
I missed y'all.
Yes.
No, I miss you guys too.
Were you here last week?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't here.
I was uptown. I was like, I'm not about to ride my bike from uptown to
Do you have any film festival stories you can share?
right.
Huh?
You saw Miguel. Didn't you say you saw Miguel?
No, I saw somebody that looked like him. I was gonna do
Don't get my hopes up.
I know, that's why I deleted it. He looked just like him, and I was like, he looked just like him. I was like, but then like, why would he be at
I know. I was like, that's so random,
No.
but it was like an amazing.
Dude, if I saw Miguel, I would not be here right now.
Right? I
He
mean,
would have taken me.
I know what you mean.
I would have latched upon his back and rode into the sunset, and I would be gone.
And never let him
You would
go.
never see me again. No.
She'd be a plus one forever.
Yeah. Ever and ever.
Why is it so hot out
The
here?
stories. We'll talk about it more on air, but I had an interesting experience this year, so I don't know how to quite tell.
I had one too.
I actually worked for the film festival this year and last year. Last year was a totally different experience than this year. But this year was like, it was interesting. I still don't feel like it was interesting.
Okay. All right. Question 2. What are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm somewhere in between like a demon and Wonder Woman. If there's like an in-between for like Wonder Woman, demon, like that's like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Or I might cross-dress.
And be a dude? Okay.
Maybe so. I don't know. Talking about cross-dressing. I'm a cross-dress for Halloween.
Oh, speaking of cross-dressing, let me go try on Oshun sweater. Oh, you gonna cross-dress for Halloween? I was a lesbian one Halloween. All right, y'all, we got a few minutes, and everybody got to weigh in. I've been loving this sweater for years. So let's say you see me.
Oh.
You see me just rocking the dope scarf. You see, it's like a scarf, huh? Check out how the scarf doubles.
You took a sweater and made it a scarf?
Exactly. We've been doing this all day.
That's your swag, though.
You look like Jesus.
Hey, your swag.
He's swagging right now, right there.
So who
No,
was better?
Slim, don't do it, Slim.
Mr. swagging.
Slim,
Who won better? Who won better?
Slim, get my damn sweater.
Tell the truth. Who was better? I want it. I've asked her for this sweater for years, bro. I do want this. And then I would double purpose that thing. What? I don't even know how to wear this damn sweater.
Multitask.
It's my sweater. Come on, Slim.
Who wore it better?
I'm not gonna say it.
Hey, Brian.
My first look was a Geo prison. I'm like,
I'm about to say, no tall ass ain't fit nobody Geo
I'm
prison.
lying.
For him to tell me his first whip was a Geo prison. Give me my damn
No, you mean my scarf? No, you can't have my scarf now. It's mine.
reclaiming that scarf.
It ain't even that cold.
Exactly. This song number 3, huh?
2.
This song number 2?
Yeah.
Get my wine.
Right here, huh?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you for the scarf. That doubles as a sweater when I wanted to.
I can't do it. That lady with the picture staring at me.
Oh, come on. Would you ask Malik? Ask Malik to go with you.
Ask Malik to go with you.
Have
Close
you
the
been
door.
drinking?
Yes.
Can you close the door? That's why she ain't on there.
Oh, she's so on.
Malik, ask Malik. 10 seconds. Malik.
Yeah, this track dope.
We're gonna find out who that is.
That's me.
Drinks on me? Who did Drinks on Me? And we're back. Is my mic on? We back, y'all. We back. Welcome back to the Misbelief Radio Show here on WBOK AM 1230. We're live on the radio, or we're on the podcast, or you're watching on Facebook Live, or you're watching on YouTube, because you can find us across so many platforms and networks. So check us out. I'm DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio, and who's this to my right?
Hi, everybody. It's the Toasty Oshun.
What, give you a sweater back?
Yeah, I'm warm.
And who's this to my left?
That actor guy, Mr. Bats, man.
What's happening, Mr. Bats?
Coolin', baby.
Who's that to your left?
It's Jay Still keeping it real.
You always keep it real?
Like 80%.
That was a hard hesitation.
That answer was so real. So, yeah, I'll take that. Who that is in the booth? What up, Mastermind? What was that last song you was playing, man? We was jamming to that. Okay.
Raw Rev throwback.
When did Raw Rev? Maybe Deuce must have sent that when, okay, nice. Shout out to Raw Rev. I know who's that behind you? Historical geek, the Greek, and the freak. I see.
Oh,
The cat.
Oh, man.
Throwback.
And this is our second interview segment here on this episode of the Misbelief Radio Show with our returning guest, friend of the show, Slim Kuttar.
Yo, what up? What up?
Slim, we usually have fake applause. That's recorded at some concert somewhere.
It's
out of order.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Welcome back, bro. What you been up to since the last time we talked?
A lot of traveling around, working the record. Actually, the record is going real good.
The one you just submitted to us?
Nah, that was
previous one.
Yeah, the previous Off the Wall, the single Off the Wall. You know what I'm saying? It's over 100,000 streams now.
Nice. On what platform?
Total worldwide, but on Spotify alone is over 54,000.
Dope, dope, bro.
So it's actually in rotation at Q93. Shouts out to DJ Rowe,
Hey.
Big Mel. You know, iHeartRadio. So
and you said you signed to a label in Sweden?
Yeah, I got a joint venture deal with Galaxy Group based out of Sweden.
So how often are you international? How often are you? Because are you? I've
I
only
feel like
seen
you just are international.
I mean, you know, I've seen you in the city a good 3 times. I just figured you'd be going a lot.
Well, I'm here most of the time, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But moving around. But at the same time, I'm going to go over there at the top of the year and do a lot of touring and start working on actually my first album. So I'm going to record half international, half in the States, kind of get that different flavor.
Nice. Who are you working with locally? Anybody that we might know?
K Izzy.
Nope. I'm sorry. Not that he ain't nobody.
Right, I'm just saying locally, Slums. And then I've been working with Melvin Foley, on some management type stuff. He's the guy, but Big Man, he's the person behind Big Freedom.
I've heard the name
for the
before.
Prince,
I know that name.
Chopper, you know, so me and him go way
Wait, which Chopper?
Chopper Rock. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, the real Chopper.
Yeah. So we go way back. So we kind of been collabing on some stuff and doing some stuff together. So we got some big things coming up.
Yeah, you're getting something called quotation marks, huh?
Yeah, and I don't want to get confused. It's not actually my official single. It's just one of those songs. Once you hear the content, me and a couple of guys we was talking, and we was having a conversation, and it's kind of touched on. We was having an open debate about the football situation. I'm taking a knee, do you not take a knee, the owners and that kind of thing. And the kind of song kind of spurred from there. My man Sydney, he was supposed to be here. He's my music manager from the standpoint of he handles all the beats that get sent to me. He handles it, you know, send them to me. So he sent me this track, and it kind of just came to life from there. I did the song One Take.
Dope. All right, one take.
One take.
And it's kind of like
one take, one hook. So what that mean is you just spit.
I just went straight through.
Nice.
Straight through.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it's not the traditional party music that you hear from me, but I think you'll really enjoy it. It touches on a lot of topics.
Okay, I was surprised when you sent us the graphic for the song and it had a parental advisory. I was like, didn't Slim say he only made...
No, but see, listen, that was the graphic. Wait, no. See, that's the graphic for Off the Wall. And
oh, that was Off the Wall, you're
right.
Yeah,
but see, when you're dealing with different sites and stuff like that, and the streaming sites, you have to put parental advisory on that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it don't have any cursing, I'm talking about alcohol. You know, we ain't trying
The
to
topics.
Yeah.
Oh, you were responsible.
Yeah.
You were quite responsible.
But the cover for quotation marks, I can tell you right now, is the Statue of Liberty kneeling on the American flag, which the American flag is a football field. So that
I'm looking forward to hearing this song. Mastermind, we got it queued up. Nice. Okay, well, listen, if you tuned into the Facebook Live, Slim Kuttar's going to do an a cappella version of this song.
What's the name of it again?
Quotation.
Quotation.
It was just basically my thoughts and feelings at that time.
Nice. And if you listen on the radio, on the podcast, on the app, on the website, this here is Quotation Marks by Slim Kuttar, y'all. Stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show, and don't get nothing on you. Come on, let's go. We should play 2 songs.
And I need to know if your real name is...
Yep.
Well, actually, let everybody come out and make an audience.
Oh, well, everybody come out and make an audience. Make sure you got 2 songs.
Man, tall. Get right here.
You got 2?
Yeah.
Damn, Sunday tall. Yeah, are you tall? Jesus.
You said he's 6'5". Let me intro you. This is Slim Kuttar and his new, not single, but new song, Quotation Marks.
Like, I'm going to do this a cappella, so I want you to really hear what I'm saying. I take a stand and I ride for it. I ride for it and I die for it. I die for it and I cry for it. I cry for it and I fly for it. On God, we at war. People know what I'm saying? It started in mama kitchen. Learn rhyming instead of pitching. Pitching, what's the reason? Had my big brother missing. He did 10 in the penitentiary. Us who rhyme will be exploited. Your feelings not important. You rebel, you lose endorsements. You kneel, they report it. You get shot, they ignore it. Whites march, they allowed to use enforcements. Blacks march, we march. They send troops to restore it, claiming we breaking laws and that's no order. I blame you, news reporter, journalism school, this is what they taught you. Nah, the network's bought you. 40K in a parking space. Your thoughts have been replaced. You're a string puppet with no face. Lord, we say our grace. Verse 2. He claimed we need a wall on the border after playing golf in Florida. I said he claimed we need a wall on the border after playing golf in Florida. White America make their accounts great again. Everybody else suffering, checks bouncing. Lock up drug laws but keep coke in rotation like my records at the radio station. Y'all gotta tune into the rest.
All right, where can we, is it somewhere on SoundCloud that people want to listen to?
It's gonna be out tonight, midnight SoundCloud.
Give us a SoundCloud link.
Slim Kuttar.
SLIMKTTAR.
TTAR,
Yep.
you know, then we're going to drop it, come Wednesday, we're going to drop it on Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, the whole nine. It's going to be free, we're going to drop it everywhere. But y'all got to tune into the rest of that.
Yeah, man, so look, if you listen to the podcast, we're playing the song right now so you can hear it with the beat and everything. And we, thanks again, man. All this individual, so dope. Yeah, man, it's open doors. Keep that, give him a little bit of
Someone grab my car.
Alright. Let's give you a little sample of it. Let's hear a little piece of it. That's the beat.
You all good, Kalani?
Huh?
You all good?
I'm good. Thank you.
Hey man, y'all should come to Tipitina's tonight. Lanyap, DJ Rockaway, the Great Gillespie Experience, and the Millennial Arsenio. What more BS for? Bring some canned goods to Tipitina's. Doors at 10, show at 11. It's going down. It's going to be a lit Saturday night. Where's Raheem? He was here.
He came an hour and was ready to sound check.
It's who did the beat for you?
My homie from LA.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My man said he sent that. My homie from LA. He did that for me, chopped that up. Pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You know, kind of go political, left field on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all got to pay attention to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You rebel, you lose endorsements. You kneel, they report it. You get shot, but they ignore it. You gotta wake up, man.
Feel you, man. Feel you on that. I mean, how can people get in touch with you?
I'm at Wayne Jr. 33. Wayne Jr. 33 on IG. Wayne Jr. 33 on what is that? Twitter. So just working with a lot of people. Came here with D&D Designs. Brandy came in with her second time with Slim Kuttar. Just promoting, pushing everybody, pushing the culture forward, as they like to say, but really mean it. Pushing the city forward, New Orleans. Doing everything we can. Keep it positive. Keep it G at the same time. You know, keep it thorough, keep it hood. That's where we're from. Keep it east side. And just keep it love. That's it. So represent the city. Doing everything we can here, outside the city as well. Representing all to the fullest, the right way. So we're just gonna keep it going. Again, Wayne Jr. 33 on IG. Also promo _ENT. That's on Instagram. So been promoting everyone, doing things in the city. So just putting things out there, and we're gonna keep doing that. So you'll see me behind the scenes. You'll see me.
What's up? What's up?
I really know Slim Kuttar, you know what I'm saying? Slim Undisputed, that's Twitter, IG, SlimUndiSpudet. Alright? Alright, y'all gotta log into that, alright? Slim Kuttar, so y'all need to go and log on right now. Follow me on Twitter, IG, Slim Kuttar, Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm reading this text message at the same time.
Oh, you good? Multitask.
Networking at the same time. Hey, shouts out to the homie with the Y. Hey, this one is true. Y'all need to jump on it. Nice and smooth, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, Brian.
Going on my records, get the ladies right.
Get the ladies right. All right, fellas. Thank y'all.
And we are back. I said we're back, y'all. Welcome back to the Misbelief radio show on WBOK AM 1230. That's where we are live. Also on the WBOK app, on www.wbok1230am.com. Also, podcasts available on iTunes. Also at TheMisbelief.podbean.com. Also on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, any platform that you might frequent. Check out The Misbelief because we're there. I'm DC Paul, by the way, the Millennial Arsenio. And who's my friend to my right?
Hi, everybody. It's me, Oshun.
Hey, Oshun. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Who's my friend to my left?
ThatActorGuy, Mr. Bats.
Oh, now Mr. Bats, what it is.
Yeah, man.
Who's that to your left?
It's G still keeping it real.
Hey, G still keeping it real. Who that is in the booth? Whoa, you know how many... My neighborhood don't have enough ninjas. We need more. Yes, that's... Oh, man.
Real ninjas matter.
That's our... No, man. What you just said before that is our next Misbelief t-shirt. Every neighborhood needs more ninjas. Yeah, man. I'll get on Teespring tonight. And like anybody bought our last t-shirt, it was white people be white people in. I put on a t-shirt and nobody wanted to buy one. I thought that was worthy of a t-shirt. White people be white people in. They don't know how to, whatever. But you know what? Every neighborhood needs more ninjas. That's the one people gonna buy. So look out for it on Teespring coming soon, you guys. Every neighborhood needs more ninjas.
And you can still buy white people be white people.
Yeah, because I'm extending that Teespring campaign, and we're gonna sell these phrases on T-shirts. We're gonna have to. Those two are gold right there. If your neighborhood ain't got no ninjas. Anyway, man, this is my favorite segment here on the Misbelief Radio Show. What's going on out here? You heard me?
Yeah. Oh, what's going on out here?
Yeah, man. I used to have an echo. So we talk about just local talking points, whether that's events, news stories, places, restaurants, festivals, whatever's happening here in the city, whatever interests us as millennials. I got one real quick. No, I'm going to let you go ahead, Oshun. What's going on out here?
Breaking news. Breaking. I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
I bet you we know already.
No, it's not breaking news. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on, because we were here last week when the election was going on. We were trying to get y'all to go out and vote, even at the last minute. So we have a couple of updates on the ballots and who won, who didn't win, who's in the runoffs, okay? So I'll just run it down really quickly. Things that affect us, which is everything. Yay! So Louisiana Treasury is to be decided in a runoff between I'm messing up your last name, John Schroeder and Derek Edwards, who I think we actually endorsed on the Misbelief ballot. So that's going to be a runoff. All 3 constitutional amendments were approved, yes. Nice. So we're going to go forward with that. As we all know, it's going to be a big mayoral runoff between Cantrell and Charbonnet.
I don't know how big it's going to be no more.
I know. Well, we all know that Mr. Michael Becknares came through and he endorsed one of...
Yeah, because he was the runner-up or whatever, right?
Right,
like
he was...
To send your to endorse the one candidate I think is I won't say it's a solid grab, but it's
I mean, he endorsed Cantrell, so
right,
you know,
and I think that he was the one who split the votes between them. Mm-hmm. So I hope with his nomination we'll see a big difference. So Helena Moreno, she won City Council at large seat.
We did not endorse. Okay, no,
we did not endorse.
No, we didn't.
Jason Williams, my guy, he returns to City Council at large seat number 2. Mm-hmm. We have Joe Caruso. He actually has District A. It's gonna be a runoff for District B, which was LaToya Cantrell's original seat. It's between Mr. Jay Banks and Seth Bloom. I know Mr. Banks. Hopefully, go out there and prosper. I don't know too much about Mr. Bloom, but I'll do my research on him for you guys. District C was a controversy, everyone. So we had Christian Palmer on one side and Nadine Ramsey on another. It was the only 2 candidates for District C, which is one of the biggest districts in the city, mind you, okay? Ms. Palmer took the race by 100 votes. But earlier in this week, they did a recount because Ms. Ramsey was like, hold on. Okay, I don't know what y'all was doing, but I feel gypped. So they had to recount, and sorry, but Ms. Palmer took it again after the recount. So that's done. Jared Broussard, he came through for District D. And District E is going to be another runoff between the city councilman that we have right now, Mr. Gray, and Miss Cindy Wynn. Yeah. So we're going to see what's going on with District E.
I met Miss Cindy Wynn on Tuesday at Bobby Burgo magazine, and I don't know why we didn't consider her more when we were taking it. She's a Vietnamese woman born and raised in New Orleans, and District E is the lower 9 in New Orleans East, which has a heavy Vietnamese population. So Miss Cindy Wynn and Mrs. Cindy Wynn and I exchanged information, and I'm going to taste her potato salad. Let's see if
we're going to give it a try.
If we'll endorse her potato salad, but I like her ingredients so far. So that's what's going on out there.
And if you guys have any more questions, if you go ahead and Google NOLA.com or NOLA.com election results, it'll pop right up for you if you want to read more in depth on what's really going on with politics.
Sure can. That's what's going on out here. I got one on October 30th at the theater, the movie theater and student union at Dillard University. We're premiering 2 independent films that we Gumbo Monsters shot, and it's free. 2 short films, they're awesome. One is The Rise of Captain Extra Extra, and one is Not All Men, directed by the director guy sitting to my side, starring the Gumbo Monsters. That's Raheem Glaspie, Joseph Pons, Miss Jessica Elizabeth Joseph.
Joseph?
Get him!
Get him!
Who is that?
She worked here before you. She worked here before you, and you replaced her. Elizabeth Johnson. Yeah. My bad. It's the wine. And then Mastermind. Don't you have a few roles in that thing?
He arrives.
Yeah, man. So I do a couple cameo appearances here and there. So come check us out. It's free at 7 on October 30th, and the seats are limited. I was checking out Eventbrite, Martin. I meant to update you about that, man. 26 seats RSVP so far. So
people actually RSVP.
Yep.
Okay.
RSVP.
Okay, that's nice.
We got a couple more weeks, y'all. Let's come check us out at Dillard Theater.
And we've been pushing it, so everybody come through, man. We did poetry for that joint the other day.
Oh yeah. That's what happened out here on Thursday at the Bartholomew Theater. The Gumbo Monsters performed. Each of that's Raheem Glaspie, Joseph Pons, and Martin Bradford. They performed at the Corner. I was hosting the barbershop, and it was feature artists. All of them just made me so proud, man. That's just freestyle.
I saw it. It was so funny.
It was good. And then Raheem does what the great Glaspie does, which is what he's going to do tonight at Tipitina's. And my homie Martin Bradford did some spoken word storytelling, and it was quite impressive, man, quite impressive. He showed himself to be an actor guy, poet guy, and on October 30th, a director guy, yo.
That's the funny thing, like for the longest, especially when I first got to Dillard, nobody knew I acted. I went to Dillard as a mass comm major, and at the time I was like, oh, I already know how to act, man. I don't need to major in theater, I'll just mine in it, whoop-de-woo. And then the next year, Katrina happened, and then while Katrina happened, all that craziness was going on, I'm like, dang, I want to major in theater. But I couldn't because we didn't have a theater, so I needed an outlet. So that's when I started telling stories, just doing a whole lot of poetry and rap and stuff. So then at Dillard, everybody just knew me as that poet dude. It's like, that dude, he be spitting. But I kept on trying to tell people, look, I act, yo. And now nobody even know I do poetry, you feel me? So it's a funny turnaround. But when you asked me to do it, I was like, dang, D, I don't know. You asked me to go in the vault right quick. Dust it off. But like that's something that me, Raheem, and Joseph used to do a few years ago. The three of us used to just go to spots, and Joe would do his thing, Raheem would do his thing, and I'll close it out. And they'd be like, dang, them three, whoop-de-woo, we'll just leave. That's how we were talking about with Buck when he started doing House of Young. Before it was House of Young, he used to invite us three to come and like liven it up with that. So it's just, yeah.
Yeah, man, well,
it's nothing new. You just late, DC. Ain't nothing new. You heard me?
I've been late to many parties. I'm fine with that, man. But that's what's going on out here, the Gumbo Monsters. Hey, Jay Steele, what's going on out here?
I'm also advocating that screening. Extra promotion, y'all better come to that. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm going to take it from you. I just did that. I piggybacked. What's going on out here is, did any of y'all go to the Mac and Cheese Fest today?
No, I wanted to go.
Did anybody go? Nobody?
You heard it was whack? You didn't hear good things?
Really?
I can't imagine.
How many ways are you making mac and cheese?
Oh, they had a lot of them.
I mean, I put crawfish mac and then lobster mac and then what else you gonna do?
I know they had like the mac and cheese balls. They had the crawfish mac. They had crab mac. They had some kind of like mac and cheese, grilled cheese, deep fried situation going on. So I didn't get to go, but like overall, I heard that it was so-so. It was okay.
So.
Well, let me ask: Do mac and cheese balls taste any different than just mac and cheese?
I've had mac and cheese, but it's fried, right? It's fried.
Yeah, it is different.
Okay, it's different.
You can hold it in your hand and eat it like that. That's how it's different.
Throw it at people. Pop it in your mouth.
Why would you throw it at people?
Because I don't eat mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant. I'm not big on mac and cheese. And
man.
Every now and then I would do it, but it got to be something like some lobster mac. Like, a whole festival behind that? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't see it coming back. I didn't get a chance to go, but I
yeah.
No, I didn't go. That's what I was trying to find out if anybody else went, but...
You heard it was so. Mastermind heard it wasn't good. Is Malik still in the building?
He knew everything.
I'm going to ask around. But
Malik probably.
Did you heard anything about the mac and cheese fest? Okay. Okay, well then you
that doesn't sound encouraging at all.
You have more knowledge than anybody else. What did it look like? Was it well attended? Yeah.
Oh, so non-handsome and non-beautiful people, I guess.
Yeah, because if they ain't look like me, shame on them. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on.
That's fine. Wow.
Where is it?
The bell.
The bell.
I forgot it's my turn.
So that mac and cheese fest, I guess, is not what's going on.
Did the beignet fest happen, or did that get canceled?
The beignet fest got canceled because the hurricane. What was that?
Hurricane with the quotation mark. Shouts out to Slim Kuttar.
Hurricane Nate. Was that Nate? Yeah, I think that was.
Speaking of canceled festivals, the Po' Boy Fest was pushed back too. Like, I need them to stop.
The one on Oak Street?
Yes. I just need them to pick a day, and if it rains, get your rain boots. Because we hungry. And I don't have time to be waiting
I agree with you.
to be pushing things back. Okay?
We need to not do that anymore.
The real New Orleanians going to be out there like they be at Jazz Fest swimming in the water. So just bring it in.
I know. I don't know about that either.
Y'all don't be swimming?
No.
For Jazz Fest, but not for the Po' Boy Fest.
No. I be clean at the festival. You tripping. You see these sandals? I'm swimming these sandals. You got me. Anyway, the festivals is, I guess, what's going on out here. Mastermind, you got one? What's going on out here? What you got?
Oh, he took mine.
Oh,
the Jambalaya is killing people.
Mm-hmm. He took mine.
What? I didn't hear
Wait,
that.
where is the jumbo? Is it like, wait?
It was somebody cooking.
It was like in Monroe or something. It was outside of New Orleans.
Oh.
Here it is right here. Salmonella was in Columbia, Louisiana.
What?
Salmonella from the sausage and the chicken killed. They brought it to some like Now the computer won't start tripping. But apparently they brought it to some like little league
like,
baseball event or something.
People died?
And one person died and like a bunch of people got sick off of the jambalaya because of the chicken and the sausage.
That's blasphemous.
I mean, Colombia.
Right.
49 people got sick after eating the rice and meat
That's
dish.
insane.
31 were hospitalized.
Yeah, you have to be very careful, especially at festivals, because sometimes they don't keep that stuff at the proper temperature.
But that wasn't even a
Sometimes
fest.
it sits.
It was a
This was just
softball
somebody-
team fundraiser.
See, no, you're not supposed to eat from no. No.
Yeah.
Don't do it. No. No.
Fat girl Nola.
And if you made that jambalaya, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, and your mom ought to be ashamed.
I'm pretty sure they feel bad.
Well, yeah, well, they should.
It was probably nasty too.
Oh,
Clearly,
It
some of
was
them do not
nasty.
taste good.
No.
Oh
I
my
should know.
God.
I should know.
Baz, what's going on out here, man?
Well, since Devin just took my mastermind, I'm gonna go with the dude that basically, man, a judge in Orleans Criminal District Court has ruled that Travis Bowles is incompetent to stand trial because as people may or may not, he was charged with first-degree murder in the death of a New Orleans police officer, Darrell Holloway, in 2015, and he just rubbed feces on his face, and now the judge it's apparently working. I mean, I could have sworn that was one of those things that like people kind of knew. That stereotype of, oh, if you just eat your poo, they might let you off. But apparently it still works, like, because the judge saying, look, he's incompetent to stand trial. So, I mean, I totally believe it's a play. I'm just surprised that the play worked.
Yeah, me too.
Like, dang.
So if that worked, I wonder if I could go into Sally Mae's headquarters and
You
just
cannot.
rub it on my face. And be like, I am incompetent to use this degree and make any money. You know what? I forfeited.
You can't.
So don't make me
How it work? It work in the courtroom, but not for Sally Mae. Sally Mae got more power than the judge. He don't like feces, but she do. Anyway.
According to after the ruling, the district attorney, whack-ass Canizaro, said today's decision by the court, I do not rock with him, was extremely disturbing. Not only did medical experts testify that the defendant was malingering, is that the rest of the way to say that? Might as well just say lying. But also, every piece of evidence presented to the court evidence that this was a voluntary planned disruption perpetuated by the defendant to delay the trial. Unfortunately, this is not the first time that such a charade has been attempted by violent criminals in Louisiana. That's why he did
I think
it.
about doing it all day.
Come
If I ever
on.
get arrested, that's my first thing I'm going to.
Poop sandwich, let's go.
Yeah.
However, in those other jurisdictions, the court did not reward the defendant by delaying his trial, so he going at the judge on some slick stuff. So yeah, basically this is still ongoing. I just was tripped out that it worked. That's all I'm saying. Like, wow. Okay.
I can't believe it worked either. That was a
In
shock.
2017.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's disgusting.
man.
That's what's going on out here.
What's going on?
Oshun. What else going on out here?
This what's going on out here was provided by our beautiful Brian behind the camera.
What's up, Brian?
He wants us to know that Black Star Booking Cafe, which is located at 800 Belleville Street, they're having an Education for Liberation Town Hall for educators and those worried about the education system. So if you guys aren't busy on the day tomorrow, you can go ahead on and stop by there and check that out. It's all about empowering the community.
At 7 p.m.
What's going on out here?
That's awesome.
Bets.
Yeah.
What's going on out here?
Man, apparently, man, they trying to figure out. Okay, teachers. We already know teachers don't get enough money. You know what I mean? Just they don't get paid enough. The fact that everybody must learn from someone, and the people that are often teaching us don't make as much money as we will eventually become is pretty screwed up. Now, funny enough, teachers in New Orleans and Jefferson Parish have as they put it, dubious distinction of being able to comfortably, quote unquote, afford rent for a single bedroom apartments, while teachers elsewhere in the country struggle to make rent, according to a new report. And I can't get into like the full, this is a long article, but basically a bunch of researchers found out that 27% of their starting salary, research found all these Parish teachers spend 27% of their starting salary to afford the average one-bedroom apartment, while Jefferson teachers spend 22%. The report considers rent affordable in this way, but when they get into the specifics of it, that's only for a single bedroom, and most people, when they add in the other expenses that they have, it's still not affordable for a teacher to live comfortably in even a single bedroom, let alone when you go to to actual houses and anything bigger. So this article, I want y'all to go find it because it's long, but it's interesting. Can teachers afford to live in New Orleans? Here's what one national study says. It was on NOLA.com, and it's just an in-depth look on how broke how many of these professors need to be getting paid more, especially with teachers put in. I'm a teacher, so I'm biased. We put in too much work to be able to afford a one-bedroom situation. That makes no sense, even especially in 2017 when, like, once again, just like it is known that the stereotype is if you eat crap, you can get off with insanity. We've been saying for years that teachers don't get paid enough, and apparently no one's ever listening to that. And, you know, like, there's numbers that's out to continue to support it. So just throwing it out there, that's something that's going on out here. Here's a state. In New Orleans, a teacher with 5 years experience and a master's degree would have to use 44% of their salary to cover a monthly housing expense. Jefferson Parish a little less, and they said we're doing good. So only can imagine other spots who aren't doing good, and that's not too great. So yeah, man, go hug a teacher.
Yeah,
well, I love all my teacher friends.
Me too. Well, I got one that kind of is along the same vein. There's an event called Labs for Literacy. The Literacy Alliance of Greater New Orleans, known as LAGNO, will host the second annual Labs for Literacy. It's a stand-up comedy show benefiting adult literacy here in New Orleans. Doors at 6:30 and the show begins at 7. Tickets are $15 and it's at Cafe Istanbul. So that is Friday, October 27th. Friday of next week. And guess who's performing?
Who?
Who
laughing for them?
Who? Well, some local favorites like Amanda G, Camille Roan, Allison Hotard, Laura Sanders, Benjamin Hoffman, Dame Fosho, Jeff Buck, that's the homie, and Lauren Mallara.
Was Jeff Buck the only one you really knew?
No, I know all of them.
All right, because you gave Jeff Buck that love.
Yeah, I love Jeff Buck. I love all of them, man. Camille, she's a part of Black Girl Giggles. That's a troupe of black female comedians here in the city, started by my homegirl Geneva Joy.
One of the funniest comedians in this city. Period.
Geneva Joy got me beat.
Oh my God.
True. But yeah, plus DC Paul performing at that game too. So,
oh my God.
Next Friday, October 27th, 6:30 at Cafe Istanbul, and it's for literacy. It's for adult literacy here in the city. So come check us out, and that's what's going on out here. Mastermind, what's going on out here?
You better come through, White Pumpkin.
That is the thing, yeah. I actually saw a couple of them today.
There are different species of pumpkins.
Nature is how that happens.
Some of them are kind of green, right? Yeah, they
do?
I mean, there are several different species of mango, different species of lemon. Yeah. What you doing now?
Da-dum-dum.
Oh, you know what? The flesh inside a white pumpkin is edible. White pumpkins can be substituted for an orange pumpkin in many recipes, whether you're baking pumpkin pie or concocting a pumpkin soup. So same thing.
I don't think I would want a white pumpkin pie.
I don't either. I wouldn't either.
That's
I mean,
like...
I don't think all pumpkins matter, to tell you the truth. And honestly, I think that white pumpkins be white pumpkinin.
Me
so
too.
Like, I don't.
They're very bougie looking.
Respect it.
Can I tell y'all I hate pumpkin? Like the taste of pumpkin
really?
is gross.
Really?
I don't like pumpkin pie.
I'm with you, Oshun.
I don't like no.
Love pumpkin.
I don't.
Well, I feel like all pumpkin spice lattes are white.
True.
Pumpkin spice is nasty.
Like
pumpkin
that's.
is good.
Oh no, I can't do
pumpkin
it.
Pie.
I do like pumpkin pie, but it's probably all I like pumpkin pie.
Never had a pumpkin smoothie?
A pumpkin smoothie? Where you get that from?
You gotta go to like a Jamba Juice. They
no,
have
I've never even been to Jamba Juice.
So
I like that.
Okay, well, just so still, what else is going on out here besides white pumpkins?
Here is that apparently in Lake Charles, you know, it's cool to bake a cake for a police officer to apologize for trying to bite him, and it works, I guess. You know.
What?
Yeah. So,
that headline was like, wait, I need to read more. So.
I mean, the headline reads, "Sorry I tried to bite you. Louisiana woman buys an apology cake for an officer after arrest." She tried to bite the officer after she had too much to drink, and she wants everyone to know she feels really, really bad about it. Selena Daly of Lake Charles told the news that she and a friend went to a wine tasting recently. at McNeese State University where she had too many glasses of wine. Her friend actually called the police on her after she passed out in her friend's car, and when she woke up, she was in a jail cell under arrest for public intoxication and assaulting a police officer. Apparently, she tried to bite the police officer, and she's really ashamed. So once she got out, she decided that the best way to make amends and I guess get the charges dropped was to bake a cookie cake that says, "Sorry, I tried to bite you."
All right.
Okay.
Well, first of all, watch out who your friends are, because I can't believe her friend called the police on her and she woke up in jail.
I mean, right.
I'd have baked my friend a cake, too.
Right.
Oh, that sounds like the help.
One of many cakes. Yeah, so that's pretty weird. That was in Lake...
That is weird. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens in Lake Charles, though.
I guess so. What's going on out here?
Okay, so I've been keeping up with this thing on NOLA.com. It's the 300 for 300, which is 300 things they're going to be posting until New Orleans makes its 300th year. And it is the coolest thing. It's everything from history, events, anything that you can think of. They take Sankofa and bring it up to like a 300 times scale. If you guys don't have anything to do, check that out. They have so many interesting things you can learn about the city, the history of New Orleans, and things you wouldn't even imagine. So I found that when I was researching for tonight's Sankofa session. So if you guys don't have anything to do, check that out. It's really good articles.
Oh, okay. That's what's going on out here. I got one. This Tuesday at the Jazz Market, Jazz Night in America, featuring Christian Scott Atunde Adjoa, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's a stretch music genius. You've probably seen pictures of him. He plays the trumpet. His trumpets are all shaped like very different. Like the horn of the trumpet goes up and at a different angle. He's from here. He's got a twin brother. You know Christian Scott? Malik? Yeah. You want to speak on him, and talented dude. I'm trying to let him know, man. So get to know him. But I think he's taking it. But what he does is called stretch music, which I think is like a jazz like extension or something like that. But I've seen him at Jazz Fest. I've heard his recorded music. Dude is good. It's I saw that. Dope. So check him out this Tuesday at the Jazz Market. Doors at 6. I believe it ends at 10. And yeah, that's an NPR event. So I think it'll be broadcast live on NPR. Shout out to Christian Scott Atunde Adjoa. He's what's going on out here. You got another one, Baz?
Shouts out to you for being able to get that name out, because I'm glad it wasn't me.
I said it like two buku times on Wednesday.
Adjoa. That's beast. But Boosie's suing the police.
La Boosie?
La Boosie Boo.
Boosie badass?
Boosie badass. He said he was an officer maced him and his pregnant lady for no reason and called them N-words.
Wow.
He said he was shopping with friends and relatives in the polo section of Dillard's in April, and the day after he performed out there, and he wanted to engage with his local fans and supporters and purchase some goods, go to the mall, when a plainclothes Biloxi Police Department officer working as an employee of the defendants approached him and Anderson and the entourage. The officer eventually demanded that they leave the store and sprayed both Bootsy and his partner in the face with mace.
Jeez.
He referred to them as N-words. Then this other woman, her last name is Givens. I must have missed her first name at the top of this article. What's her name?
Robin.
That would be something. Screw these. I ain't gonna say screw this, but these some old computers we working with, y'all. But I'm gonna say this. Givens, she said she was at a perfume counter when an officer approached her and tapped on the shoulder, the complaint says. When she turns around, the officer sprayed her in the eyes and in the mouth, which caused her to fall to the ground. She was helped up by a family member and forced to leave the store, all while being subjected to derogatory comments, including the N-word. She was pregnant with twins and began having contractions after the incident.
Wow.
Jeez.
Dude.
Yeah, they're supposed to the police.
Come on. So yeah, Boosie and the whole all of them, these.
I missed what city was this?
That was in Biloxi.
Biloxi, okay.
So yeah, man, like it's one of those things where it's like, I think we've said this many times before, and am I necking police? I don't think I'm necking law enforcement this week. But we say this often, like you would think that like law enforcement would be a little bit more like aware of when they're doing ignorant things, with so much bad publicity that police have been getting in general the past couple of years. You know what I mean? past decades, really. But, you know what I mean? Lately, it's just been this height. Then you can look up, there's this one little thing going on. This little boy is getting face down. He's like he about 9 years old. This cop had him face down in the street, calling him stuff, stumping him in the back. There's this other one. Like, there's so many that you could just go and go and go and go. So, I mean, this one, I'm like, dang, now we macing pregnant ladies? Like,
right.
Period. I just leave it there. It's Mississippi. So, yeah, man, that's something that's going on out here that shouldn't be.
I hear you. No, it shouldn't be. I want to have a real quick Misbelief Mrs. session.
Full show.
We're here.
So Jay Steele, the film fest ended just last Wednesday, right?
It actually ended with City Saturday, Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
I had like a closing ceremony type thing. And you was busy all week, huh?
I was.
Made some connections.
So the thing about this year was I had a very interesting role where I was coordinating a lot of events. So I didn't get to, like, the people that I met. I met a few people, but the people that I met were people I already knew, like from prior projects, from Xavier. Because Xavier's awesome. And we do real things.
Xavier don't even have a mascot.
We do have a mascot.
The Golden Nugget.
It's the Gold Rush.
The Golden Nugget, that sounds like something that cut. Keep
You know, I
going.
didn't even know you went to Xavier.
Yeah.
I learned this a few weeks ago. I was like, I didn't know him. You know my little brother?
It don't matter. No one cares about Xavier.
Wait, all right, but let's get back on topic. We keeping it real with Jay Steele. Keeping it real with Jay Steele and watching the moon with Oshun.
Watching the moon with Oshun.
I don't know.
So you didn't get to.
No, it was cool, but I will say that I didn't get to engage in like the actual screenings as much as I wanted to. One really cool thing I did get to do was instead of having like individual screenings for the music videos this year, they actually had like this really cool lounge that was set up by one of our sponsors, and they had like all these different shaped TVs and strobe lights and whatnot, and they were playing the music videos on a loop because you can submit music videos to the film festival if people didn't know that, which is really cool. Yeah, and I mean they get so many submissions. Most of them are usually from people out of the country, overseas, and not from New Orleans.
Wow,
so
really?
It always kind of like.
And you can hear the sound too, or it's just
No,
the
you
visual?
can hear the sound. It's like kind of being transported, and it's just this room. It was really cool. They did that this year, so I got to experience that. Outside of that, I mean, like I said, I was dealing with a lot of receptions. Like, I helped to coordinate. There's a pitching contest that takes place during the festival where you can basically sit in front of this panel of like producers, and you have to pitch a movie idea. And whoever wins gets, I think it was like $20,000 to create that film. And they get like all these different film kits and whatnot. Yeah, so there's all kind of stuff like that that I got to witness and be a part of. And then also the parties.
Yeah. Let's talk about the parties. Let's talk about the parties.
So they had all kind of different parties. They had, there was actually a mansion party, which was really cool.
Where the mansion at?
It was on Esplanade.
All right.
Yeah, it was like this 3 or 4 story mansion that just was crazy. They had like a haunted vibe going on there. Then they had a pool party apparently at a hotel where you could actually be topless, which was kind of
country club?
No, it wasn't the country club.
The Drifter.
It's called the Drifter.
Oh.
Yeah, that one was really cool. That was probably my favorite one. And then they also had like a Michael Jackson Thriller theme party, and they had a Big Frida party, which was really cool too.
So when you say Big Frida,
because I dipped through that thing.
It was a Big Frida theme party.
She didn't come though, right?
No, that was not.
Oh, so that was the theme.
But,
that was a misunderstanding.
I will say that the advertisement was worded very beautifully.
Yeah.
So that you wanted the impression that Big Frida would be there.
Right.
Okay, because he's a missus. Taking over my interview portion.
Okay, that's kind of Mastermind.
Wait, I want to shout out something right quick. Since you brought up the film fest, man, shouts out to everybody else involved with Shepherd. That screen that premiered in New Orleans at the fest. But before it premiered in New Orleans, man, it was in this thing called the ITV Fest, and that thing gets thousands of different submissions. And Shepherd won Best Drama as well as Best Actor for Lance Nichols. And you know, it won in Best Drama. I'm in Shepherd, by the way, and that gets us a developmental deal meeting with HBO.
Nice.
So send,
what?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we getting a meeting with HBO to see about picking it up. So send all positive energy and prayers this way because Lance Nichols, he put it on his mind. He's the biggest deal with Shepherd was he wanted to cast all New Orleans. The entire crew is all local, and he telling them people, he said whether we go to HBO, Netflix, wherever we go to with this, He wants all local. He wants it to be completely locally shot, locally everything. So if we get picked up, that's a big deal for the city, for artists in the city, for people working on both sides of the camera in the city. So,
shout out to you, man.
I know.
Oh, fingers is crossed,
yeah, man.
man.
So,
Fingers everything.
Who else was in that thing?
Kurt Busch was in it. Lance Nichols' Mama Rhonda was in it. Lance Nichols' daughter Indigo was in it. Who else, man? Like a bunch of different people. Devin was in it. He got killed in that mug.
That's DJ Mastermind.
But what's funny, D, is, bruh, even though you got killed, they might could use you again because Kirk got killed, and they say, look, we got backstories for some of the dead people, so you never know. Man, Kirk was surprised. He was like, wait, you got something more for me? He was like, bruh, we got a lot if they pick us up, because I was stripped out. They already know how they want to do the whole first season. They like, look, we going to HBO prepared. So fingers is crossed, man.
I'm so
fingers
excited.
Crossed, good energy being sent to Lance Nichols and you, that actor guy, Bass, man. I see it for you, man. It's happening. We're getting closer and closer.
Closer and closer.
So, Mastermind. You got that Morris Bart money. Speaking of getting commercial.
Yes.
You got that Morris Bart money, huh, boy? What you got queued up coming up next?
Oh. The Great.
Yeah, man. Check us out. We'll probably all be there tonight at Tipitina's doors at 10. All you got to pay to get in is a canned good. And it's going to be a dope, lit-ass event. So this is Raheem Bradford. What song you got? Mm-hmm. Yep. It's so extra, man. And he's going to be doing some new stuff tonight at Tipitina's. So, yo, hopefully we'll see y'all there. And this is Heavy by Raheem Bradford. Y'all stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show. And don't get nothing on you.
That's
two songs.
Yeah, something I heard.
Yeah.
Get that out for me, beautiful B.
Two songs.
Say them beautiful.
There you go.
See, that's why we love us some beautiful B.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
He's the man.
I really feel like these are prescribed now.
Wow.
Are they transforming?
Because yeah. Need somebody glasses. Mine.
So that's what you gonna
Did
be
he leave
for
a
Halloween?
bottle?
Say what?
What you gonna be for Halloween?
What I'm gonna be for Halloween?
Yeah.
I don't even know, honestly, bro. I'm always jumping around, bro. Like, I've been saying I'm gonna be my dude from New Jack City for the longest. Nino Brown. Everybody sound like Wesley and shit. So I was like, I'm gonna do Nino Brown one day. But then, I fell in love with Rick and Morty. So I said I might be Black Rick. But then, like, I love clowns. See, people hate clowns, and I find that funny because I fucks with clowns for some weird reason. So I be thinking about being a clown. Might be the Joker. Yo, Jay Still, you gonna be Harley Quinn with me? Jay Still on the phone. She out here. But I don't know where I'm gonna be at, bro. I'm gonna take pictures and let y'all know. What you gonna be? What you doing, beautiful B?
I don't know. I need some ideas.
Need some ideas. What's your options?
I don't got no options.
I think he should be Rick. He got the height. He should be Rick from Rick and Morty.
What are some
Raheem told me he'll be my Morty. I think it'd be hilarious if you and Raheem was Rick and Morty.
That's funny. How about you, DC? What you gonna be for Halloween?
I own. I got like 5 costumes. My costumes gonna put one of them on. Either Prince or my clown. I ain't waiting. Say bye to the Facebook Live.
Love y'all. Stay tuned. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna always love Misbelief show. I'm telling you. My dude doing major things. We're gonna do some major things. Hey, 2 major announcements. I'm doing 2 big shows coming up in November. You're gonna be the first to know. I kind of dropped it in your head,
Yeah. Well, we gonna,
Yeah, hey.
See him soon.
Always
man.
love my dude.
Like Slim Kuttar be getting his work. He be getting his work. I said I only seen him 3 times in the city. I assume it's because he be running, traveling, getting his work. And I do respect a hard-working individual.
Like me. Let me tell y'all about her work.
I ain't see like you.
I've been working since I was 5 years old.
Man, look, she was trying to give me this shit earlier. Because I learned how to cook in the Boy Scouts.
And I was like, making s'mores do not count. I've been cooking since I was 5 years old.
She claimed that she was some midwife or whatever. I don't know.
What?
I don't know how she was an indentured servant, or maybe she was a sharecropper cooking at age 5. She likes to exaggerate.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Because in my family, if you want to know the business is what a food is. So if they was talking drama, I'm looking for you.
How many songs you playing?
2, I think.
Okay, look. There's one part we didn't get to talk about.
We're supposed to be talking. Well, look. Let me read some of these comments.
Then
Ain't nobody watching now.
pull it up and let me know what part we're gonna skip.
You're getting some
So,
love.
I was, you know, when they was talking, ooh, who gonna help us? I'll be the first one. I'll peel the shrimp. I'll snap the peas. 5 years old, I'll stir the pot just so I can hear the drama. And that's how I started cooking. A little information about me.
You're so full of herself.
I'm not really. I'm the most humble.
Don't let it go to your head down.
Okay, that's fine.
Nick Smith said DC spreading that gospel.
The gospel?
The gospel of what?
What? Of what? Who said that?
Blazing worship.
Michael Tate.
Nick said it a few minutes ago. I don't know what
Michael
it's
Tate
about.
is asleep?
Michael Tate said, "Get down with the Get Down DC number one."
That's my Uncle
Number
Mike.
one?
What up, Uncle Mike? Yup.
This biased
Slim
people.
waist, babyface, deep voice, number one choice. She know it.
Who else? Nobody ain't saying nothing about
Summer Carter say, "Hey, you guys, what up, Summer?"
Hey, Summer. Summer! House Dream.
She ain't watching them.
Oh.
What up, Hollis Bradford? He was watching before. We playing Raheem Gillespie's Heavy. Hopefully we have enough time to do.
Do you guys know that we've been best friends for about 10, 15 years? 10?
You can't say 10 and 15.
15? Medium.
No, it's
What's
10.
the medium?
10?
10? Yeah. Yeah, 10.
This 2017. 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
It's about to be. He's going to take me out for our 10-year anniversary. Where are we going?
We're going to the shooting range.
No, like guns. Why everybody always want to take me shooting? I feel so uncomfortable shooting a gun. I feel so uncomfortable shooting a gun. I do. I just don't like
I
it.
could take you to your first sex party. You could experience.
Mama.
You could have the
My mama be
uppercut.
watching this.
Your mama don't know you into up the butt uppercut. That's her thing. Man, I told myself I was watching these videos. I get so vulgar.
Exactly.
On
You
these
say
videos,
things like
man.
up the butt, uppercut.
Well, up the butt uppercut is not all those words are I can say it on the radio. Up the butt uppercut, and some people like that. So it's not
Who
even.
likes that?
Up the cut.
See, you look.
Mm-hmm. You don't watch enough porn, so people do enjoy that.
Who's watching pornography?
What?
Who's not watching pornography?
We have another song. He has something else in the queue.
All our guests left, yo. It's just us.
At the end of the day, it's just me and my homemakes. I feel like that's a Tupac song. No, that's mine. You know she don't carry no more.
I do have a normal position.
But that ain't your everyday.
That's when she traveling. Why is you going through this? Relying on all of by that.
Listen,
They had a conference today.
they did?
Yes, they did.
I love them. They give me so much information.
They okay.
Oh. That's my.
Yeah, I know who runs it. I know
So did y'all tell us who looked better in the sweater between me and her?
Want me to tell you who looks better in front of me? That's why it's
What you
mine.
think?
And she got the Mashroom Blossom hat.
You tried it. You fucking tried me, Malik.
I think it's a tie.
You fucking tried me. I think this is what we're going to do next week. Him.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be good, yeah.
And you can own in our business. Like he collaborates.
I'm glad
with
you
us.
thinking ahead. I mean,
Yeah.
we just do it for maybe do it for like a month.
That's what I think so too.
Yeah, so we're going to have to be careful. And fussing at each other on text messages.
Let me tell you something. Y'all don't know the things that go into playing the same co-position. Even though 90% of the times I cannot read it, that's why I try to study it ahead of time. Because listen, don't ask.
And I'm so known that I'm researching, so I can pick when I research. I did research this week. So it's been a busy work
That's
week.
because he came.
I ain't getting nothing accomplished, which I feel, depressed about. I need to take some anxiety pills because I need to get this stuff done. Because DC, and I'm going to say something. Thanks for good people, DC Paul. If you haven't visited DC Paul website, please do. Who is DCPaul.com? He paid his friends for photos. They took his photos and put it on the website. Appreciate this man very much. Did I say he was a paying customer? Yes.
Shout out to Randall Rosenberg, who actually set up the website. Randall, contact him because my website is dope, and he did it pretty quickly and easily. Malik got some sauce on his shirt. I was going to help him out, but what happened? What happened when she was eating, Malik?
Special sauce with chicken tenders.
You know, I'm wondering if I forgot to pay Malik, and maybe he was saying that as like a drop.
A reminder?
Yeah,
I'm asking. Okay, sure.
Because I'm not sure.
Because I usually handle his finances and invoices and things of that nature.
The invoices.
I do.
She holds my mule.
Or he'll call me while I'm on my city paying job, and he'd be like, I need you to hurry up and do that before you get off at 4:30. I was like, wait a second.
I got great friends. I have great friends.
For Halloween, y'all think I should go as Cole Brown for Martin?
I would laugh my ass off.
I need like a big hat, like you know, you can wear a big hat
and a vest.
and
Rent a Spoon t-shirt. If you go to HillmanCollege.org or Hillman College,
they got Rent a Spoon.
They got Rent a Spoon t-shirts. Wow, these two, this song almost over.
Great. Think about it.
And I think this is a place where you can put your like iPhone or something on here.
Yeah, but I like the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, two clips. And we are back. Welcome back to the Misbelief Radio Show here on WBOK AM 1230. I'm DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio, Slim Waist, Baby Please, Deep Voice, #1 choice. And my friends are so awesome. Who are they to the right?
Hi, everybody. It's me, Oshun, the awesomest.
Hey, then who's right next to you?
Yo, this is Malik, the historical Greek, or geek. Both of them.
And to my left, who we got?
That actor guy, Mr. Bats.
And on the other side?
You got.
Somebody gotta go. Her.
Jay's still keeping it real.
And then over there in the booth, who that is?
It's okay.
Mastermind, what was the last song you played? By whom? Okay, nice. You know, I've been looking for that person on social networks. I think that maybe Ricky Rome is the person who sent us the email, but maybe not the artist. I can't find it. Unless we was looking. So we need to further research Ricky Rome. If you listen, if you're watching, we play your song on quite a few episodes. So let us know what you had. Come talk to us, Ricky Rome. Now this here is...
I'm sorry.
You know, audio matters. So this here is... this segment is called Dead Neck. It's where I like to let the show's resident rebel rouse. So that's what he's gonna do, yo. What's up, Bass?
What's good, man? Yeah, your master of nectomone. He's the doctor of necronomics is in the building, you feel me? And I always say this, and I think this time I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna be successful and not losing my cool on this particular topic. You feel me? SJ still moves away from me, not believing me whatsoever. So it goes without saying that there's a problem in this country when it comes to understanding and communication. You feel me? Like when you look at everything that's going on with the NFL and the whole taking a knee situation, Slim Kuttar was talking about that earlier, and you know, people are getting so wrapped up in the fact that they thinking you're disrespecting the flag and they thinking it's un-American to protest, even though that's part of being a free American or whatnot. So it's gotten to a level of where it almost feels like us and them, and whatever one you want to be, them or us. The us is the people, and for me is I'm taking a knee. I'm saying police brutality, which was the original problem, is an issue. I'm saying that racism in America, it actually does exist. It's not just some myth. I'm saying that, you know what I mean, everybody that takes that knee figuratively are actually one of these brave people on the field that's actually taking licks to their reputation and to their career. You feel me? That's the us. Then there's the them, like the people who, you know what I mean, who put up signs like this guy, this Saints fan, NFL fans matter. And he has another sign up that says "Stand Up," and it's a white guy, and it's so troubling when they got these white fans, and there's a majority of these white fans out here telling these black players what they should and shouldn't do. You know what I mean? They saying that, you know, the allegories and the messages that already gives off is enough. But for this dude to even take NFL fans matter, which is taking a Black Lives Matter situation and making it seem like it's applicable for y'all white beer drinking MFers to watch a freaking sport is like it's minimizing. It's so disrespectful. It's like mind blowing. So recently, this disconnect has even gotten to the point of at this last past Saints game. Dillard University alum, police officer Marcus McNeil, he recently passed, and some of the Saints players during an anthem decided to take a knee for him as a moment of silence, as a shout out, as a respect. And these players were booed. They were booed by the audience because the audience, instead of taking in that actually y'all always be talking about we anti-police, these people were taking a knee for a local cop, and y'all had the nerve to come around and boo the moment of silence. Like, and that's how ridiculous that y'all are getting, and y'all look, because y'all so got caught up in this us versus them thing that now it's, oh, we gonna boo anytime we see a knee. Now seeing someone take a knee is an act of revolution and an act of disrespect to these people, and these people can't even understand why people taking knees. You didn't even understand for this man, Marcus McNeil, DU shout out, rest in peace. You didn't understand for Colin Kaepernick, and it's all getting this big old mess, and y'all keep on bringing up the soldiers and bringing up the soldiers, so as my neck can't start tingling, I'm like, dog, I'm about to give it to Saints fans, dog. Once again, we come back around, and I'm standing in this vein to look at Trump again, because recently, y'all keep on bringing up that we're disrespecting the vets, and a black vet just died, and Trump told his man widow, he knew what he signed up for. So it's a troubling thing where you telling us black people to not take a knee, not to protest, not to say nothing, because we dying out here. But with the people that's actually dying for the country, actual servicemen that you saying we disrespecting for taking a knee is dying for the country, and you can't get this man people the respect of more than, he knew what he signed up for? And then you got these people at Fox and Friends in the morning trying to stand up for her, talking about she lucky that the president even called to tell her anything. And these the same people on Fox and Friends every morning who say that they wrong for taking a knee. So like I'm putting all y'all dumbass fans that's trying to tell these freaking black people they need to stand up when they keep telling you we getting killed. Y'all get a neck. And to the people at Fox and Friends, Steve Ducey, Ansley Ark. What are these white ass names? Ansley Ark, Earhart. I can't even say it. You say we got messed up names. All y'all get a neck because, dog, how you gonna tell somebody how they should feel? These people went on here and started telling her that she should be like, she just lost her son. People lost their son. People lost their husband, and you try to tell these people they should feel lucky that an MFer like Trump even gave them a time of day to a call, and you tell these people that's taking a knee on the field they should feel lucky that they even have jobs to even play sports. Man, F all y'all all get the neck, straight up and down. And I think that was cooler than usual.
I think so too.
You said F though.
Hey.
That was pretty
cool.
cool.
I think that was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I'm tired of 2017 America, bro.
Yeah, man, 2017 has been an interesting one. So after our rabble rousers,
just in case y'all ain't hear it, you hear me?
One more time, just to make sure it's loud enough.
Wow! There you go, get some mouth.
I gave him a crotch shot on one of them. That was the most of it. All right. So we like to cool it down after we have our next session with our Sankofa session. That's where we take a look back at something, an idea, place, person that came before us. So Oshun, Malik, who we reflecting on today?
So we have a great addition to the Sankofa family today. We're going to not do a person, which we usually do. We're going to take a look at a place called the Lincoln Theater.
So the Lincoln Theater opened its doors in 1928. When it opened up its doors, it was considered the largest and best African-American theater in the South. The building was located at 2514 Washington Avenue, and it had a previous building on Louisiana Avenue.
An article in the May 10th, 1930 edition of Louisiana Weekly advertised it as being the greatest colored playhouse in the South. It was located near several long-distance car lines, which made it easy for people to cross the city to get to it. So if you had a commute going from downtown to uptown, you could just hop on off, and you can go right there to the theater.
So to many of our millennials in the 1920s and 1930s, as we know, there was segregation, and black people and white people could not legally go to social events together. In most theaters in the South, where you have white and black people going to the same theater, white patrons always use the downstairs, but black folks always use the second floor. And that second floor was typically called the crow's nest. So where you get the term the crow's nest, that comes from the black people having to look down at any movie or theater production.
And back in the 30s, this was a huge thing because this didn't have, the old seats and the raggedy carpet. This was brand new everything, brand new production equipment, brand new lights, brand new theaters, brand new stages. This was a place where we can come and just be ourselves, without any interruptions, any disturbances, and just watch good old entertainment.
So in its early years, the Lincoln Theater specialized in live shows, attractions, concerts, meetings, musical programs. Ministers even preached in the theater. So it was an all-purpose facility that the African-American community in New Orleans used.
As films became popular in the mid-1930s, because, you know, they did a lot of plays before then, when they became popular, patrons rushed to see Buck Jones and Mae West. And this was a place where we could go and actually see those types of things.
So finally, on October the 10th, 1968, the last picture was shown at the Lincoln Theater. In 1970, the Housing Authority of New Orleans actually acquired the theater.
And by 1974, the building was demolished and replaced by the Harmony Community Center. So if you ride down Washington and Farrack, that's exactly where the building used to stand.
Oh, at the Harmony Neighborhood Community
Right,
Center.
it's right there on Washington and Farrack.
That's so funny. I just joined the Harmony Neighborhood, the executive board for the Harmony Neighborhood Development Organization, and that's where the meeting was.
See?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Right?
and that's a part of history.
One of the last standing buildings that was previously the Magnolia Projects, the CJP.
I'm not sure what project that was, but I'm
the
pretty
CJP.
sure. I think it was the P.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
So that's in honor of Lincoln Theater, y'all, and it's been a pretty interesting, good episode, man. Shout out to Slim Kuttar coming through with the new music, and Robert Hayes for coming through with the taste, as always, you guys. Tell them where we can follow y'all on social networks real quick.
Hi, everybody. You can find me on Instagram at Oshun SL11, or if you follow the Misbelief page, I'm Oshun. Just click that link.
You can follow me at Nola Tours. That's KNOW Nola Tours.
Follow me, that actor guy, at Mr. Bat. Spell it, Mr. Out, you ain't gonna find your boy, man. And once again, subscribe to Flower Bats Podcast as well as the Misbelief Podcast radio show. You did?
Follow me on Instagram, Jesso Steele, 2 S's 1 O, and follow me on Facebook at Jessica Elizabeth Johnson.
Hey, and you guys can check me out at www.whoisdcpaul.com. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Slim Hotep. And check out my Facebook page. My Facebook is wide open. I'm DC Paul. DC with no periods. Paul with a capital L. And we'll see y'all guys, or you guys will see us here next week. Same time, same place, y'all. Don't get nothing on you. I love y'all. Take care of each other. And we'll see y'all next week.
I've been your grandma's thing.
Oh, yeah.
We got any viewers right now? None.
No, okay. We don't have any?
It's fine.
Why y'all went?
Get ready for Tipatina?
They're getting ready for Tipatina.
Let me hurry up. Come here. I gotta catch this bus and get on.
Yo, thanks for nobody's viewing, but people that did.
That's okay.
What will view this in the post?
Yeah,
Right,
thank
because
you
y'all
for
been on
watching
y'all
because I know it was funny. Thanks to my amazing friend, you know what I'm saying? Thanks to Slim Kuttar, Robert Hayes, the boy Wayne, who always brings us the good guests. And then as always, Danzel, you know what I'm saying? Kalena, you heard me? Yeah. Shout out to, who's not here? India Mac, Joseph. Yep. So, turn this thing around. I'm going to say goodbye.
Oh, Madani.
He was coming this week. We love y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. And tell your friends, subscribe to us.
I know.
Bye.
Motherfucker.
I think I'm going to keep it going for a little bit.
Yay!
I think I'm going to keep it going.
Motherfucker.
Bitches.
Bitches. Oh.
Fat ass, slut ass, bitch ass.
I'm still live. I'm still live for all of that. Just said thought ass, bitch ass, hoe ass, slut buckets. That's Jay Steele. She kept it all the way real for y'all. That's what you said. Okay, bye.
When they say keep it real, she goes there.
Oh man.